Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'll be doing a detailed unboxing of Arena the Contest 2nd edition by Dragori Games. This is the same as the 1st edition except for a number of sculpts that were revised and improved on. If you want to see my thoughts on the game, there is also a review of the game on my channel in which I also explain the rules. And before I open up the box, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button. That really helps the channel, it's very much appreciated. And you can also support me on Patreon for as little as just €1 per month or more. And in return, you'll get your name in the credits of my videos, early access, and access to some Patreon exclusive videos as well. All right, let's open up the box and see what's inside. Okay, Arena the Contest by Dragori Games. The game by Alexandra Aboud, Clayton Machado, and Danilo Alcantara. A game of fantasy tactical combat for 1 to 8 players. Nice box art, really cool. I like all of that. The heroes fighting a huge dragon back there. And on the side we have some more cool art of a dragon right there, the red dragon. Art of 6 of the heroes on this side. We've got another dragon on this side over here. And 6 more heroes on this side as well. On the back of the box, carefully show that, there's a picture of some of the components, the 12 heroes that are in the box, and these are newer sculpts than the 1st edition. Again, if you want to see my unboxing of the 1st edition, there's a link over there if you click the I or in the description below. And I also have a how to play and review video of Arena the Contest on my channel that you will find there as well. So it has the board, of course, a whole bunch of cards, miniatures, character dashboards, a couple of dice, and tiles to put on the board. And the components are listed here as well. So let's open up the box. All right, let me tell you, this is a heavy box. We get a leaflet for Arena the Contest, the Tanaris collection, which is of course the core box. We got Tanaris Adventures, again, unboxing of this on my channel as well. We got the Dragon collection, there's also going to be an unboxing of this on my channel. And we have the Legendary box, which I also have the 1st edition of, with all of these dungeon walls and doors and all kind of stuff, monsters. And I believe this has, yes, this is 18 unique heroes not found elsewhere, with newer sculpts than the 1st edition. I have the 1st edition of those. There is the Tanaris RPG for 5th edition rules. Comes in a nice slipcase. It's 3 books. So we got the campaign source book, the character dossiers, and Adventure in the Realm of Madness, as well as a Dungeon Master screen, and a couple of new classes. The miniature party pack. There's also a gold dragon miniature, which I also will be unboxing. There's a villain pack, which you will also see on my channel. Oh, look at that, nice big poster map. Awesome. And here are some more. There's the Elder Dragon, again, also unboxing on my channel. Some extra boards, new boards, 2nd set. The Madness box, keep an eye on my channel for that as well. There's a plastic token expansion, and there's a painted green dragon, which is the same dragon you will find in this box, but you can get it pre-painted. All right, so we have that. Then we have the quick start guide. So, which is just a fold-out leaflet, which has all the rules to get you started, the basics, which is great. You can get started with Arena the Contest quickly as a PvP game, and the rules are mostly the same for the PvE campaign as well. So we have a campaign tome, a quest guide, and a rule book. So of course the rule book, I'm not going to go through that. You can check out my how to play video on my channel if you want to learn how to play. There's a lot, but this is mostly a reference book with some really cool art. Look at that. That you can use if the quick start doesn't have all the answers you need. I mean, I suggest reading this before you start playing, but you can get started with this real quick. So the campaign tome here has the land of Tanares, the world, with a table of contents. And I recognize a lot of this from the first edition of the game. So yeah, we have, these are the stories you can play cooperatively with this. So the Lava Citadel, the Blood Castle, Azimor, the Dragon, Thyra the Dragon, the Ghost Mine, the Iron Hand Fortress, Zombie City, yeah, I recognize that, the Crystal Tower, the Dragon Graveyard, the Imperial Palace, the Cursed Swamp, there's quite a few, Vradok, the Undead Dragon, the Zarumag, Black Dragon, Keylorth, the Blue Dragon, or the White Dragon, I always mix those up, Balroth, the Demon, and that's it. Achievement endings, I won't spoil those. And there's a prelude after this mini campaign. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do, but then you can continue with the Tanaris Adventures, or you can just start right away with Tanaris Adventures, but I like these. And a log that you can keep. That's really cool. Then there's a quest guide. So, right, you need this for playing the quests, how you start the quests. Here is the setup of the Lava Citadel and the Blood Castle. So yeah, this is how to set up Azimor the Red Dragon. This is what we had in the first edition as well. Yep, and the dragons that are referred to in this book are basically you play them with the one dragon sculpt that's in this box if you don't have the dragon collection. But if you do, there is a dragon collection also unboxing on my channel or soon, and that has additional sculpts, so you have unique sculpts for all of these if you want to have those. There's a Capture the Orb as well, which is basically a PvP, a different game style. Capture the Flag. Here's the Gold Dragon, which is also a separate sculpt, which is a huge boss fight, 1 versus all. And there's another 1 versus all with the Dragon Avatar. All right, cool. Okay, now we have a shrink-wrapped bit here, so I'll take this out. The packaging is also a little bit different from the first edition, although the first edition did have these really nice plastic inserts. But we'll have a look at this first. All right, let me just put the box out of the way for now so we can have a look at the board. And this is the same board that came with the first edition as well. So open it up here. Then this, and it is double-sided. So on one side, oh, that's a really nice and stiff board. Need to put that out for a bit. But this is the board with already all the walls and the lava pits and everything, the portals drawn on it. So it's completely set up. You have the health point track along the edge right there. So, you know, maximum 70. And you can put your chips. Every hero has their own little token that you can put on here to keep track of their health. And so this is already a pre-made map. But on the other side, you have a blank dungeon right here. Again, with the same hit point track, but with just tiles. So you can fill this with separate tiles like these are right here. I just popped one out. So you can just take these and put these somewhere on the board and make your own dungeon, or, you know, use it for the scenarios that we just saw in the book. And you have to set that up differently. So this is for the campaign or for your own adventures. So that is pretty cool. It's a nice and big board. I think these are all 1 inch Looks like it. And folds in 6 parts. So let me just put that to the side. Then we'll have a look at all these punch boards. I'll just try to put this one back. There we go. So we have these tiles right here. So we have some rubble, we have the stairs, we have lava, 2x4 and 1x3, 1x2 and 3x3. We have different colored doors, a red and a yellow door right there. We have 2 levers and these tokens as well with the blue and the red plus on it. And on the other side, with same doors, but we also have these spike pits. And that looks like it's some kind of moss over there. Some kind of green foliage. So that's the first punch board. Another punch board that just has all these walls, right? So 5 or 4 long walls. These are 3. And on the back we have piles of skeletons and skulls that you can also use as walls. So you can clearly see how big they are on this side. It's a bit hard to see here. And then thirdly we have this and more tiles. These are 2x2 with rubble and lava. We have these portals as well. And we have tokens for the doors. So maybe the doors have health too and you need to break them down. You have an XP token, it's upside down, and a hourglass. I'll just hold it like this. And we have these runes here, a couple of smaller doors and more runes and more smaller doors. And on the back, again with the skull piles, different colors of portals and shrines. Again, the foliage and the spike pits. So we have that. And lastly, we have a this token that you flip around, one for each team, and they have a different shape as well, to indicate, I believe, if you've used a special. And you flip it around, and then the next character can't use their special, and then you flip it around again, etc. But all of that you can find in my how to play video. I like that they included those tokens now, and different color and different shape for both teams. That's an improvement. We have all of these tokens now, and in hexagon and round shapes, so for both teams, I'm assuming. Capture the orb tokens, meeple tokens. We have these class tokens here, and we have a plus 70. If you exceed 70 hit points, you can, I guess, move this around the track. And we have these status tokens as well. They're double-sided. So negative status and positive status tokens. There is a sheet somewhere in the box that explains them. All right, so we have that. All right, back to the box then. Whew, nice. So the first tray has this really cool looking plastic lid with a dragon and a hero on it. The cleric, I believe. So nicely protected, and everything has its own place. And they did this very well in the first edition as well. It's just now that we have newer sculpts. So here's a spot for, I guess, for tokens. We have these character sheets, so let's quickly take a look at those. All right, I'm just going to go through them quickly. They all have their different skills all on this dashboard card, but you also get separate cards for these, so you can keep track of what you're using. These you can repeat, and these you can only use once each per game. And then you got your passive power right here and your stats. So that's the same for all the characters. They just have different stats and different abilities, of course. And on the back you've got the awesome looking artwork for them as well. So the Barbarian, we got Cedric the Werewolf, Garion the Rogue, Rokaru the Samurai, Jorana the Amazon, Rurik the Warrior. You can also see their class here. This is the tank class. This is the healer class. Taram the Cleric, there he is. Thalia the Druid. Niari the Hunter, ranged shooter. Avalum the Wizard. Katharina the Witch, controller, that's a nice class. Zafara the Fallen Angel. Here's Azimor the Red Dragon, so you get these dragon cards here as well. There are different dragon cards in the dragon box. But I guess they kind of perhaps do the same. They do look different. They had some different stuff on them, but you can find that in the other unboxing of the dragon box. Thera, the blue dragon. Zarumak, the black dragon. Keylorth, the white dragon. Again, with just a really cool art on the back. Vradok, the undead dragon. And Balroth, the Diablo. Is Isenden, the gold dragon. Also a separate unboxing of that if you want the sculpt for that one. The dragon avatar, boss. And here are these conditions that I talked about that you have the corresponding tokens for. And so you've got cursed and blessed, exposed and protected, slowed and hastened, vulnerable, toughened, weakened, and empowered. There's one sheet for each player because you're playing team versus team or player versus player. And on the back, there are two different ones though on these. So you got your hero's turn and your tiles explained here. So we have that, and those are all the cards, the big cards at least. So we have a whole bunch of smaller cards. So let's take a look at those real quick. All right, so I've separated all the cards. I just opened all of them and sorted them out because you get 6 packs of cards shrink wrapped, but there's multiple decks, so you just need to kind of go through them and sort them out. It's easy because they are printed in order. So here we have a deck of evil powers. So evil power cards for, you know, the bad guys, all kinds of stuff for NPC bad guys to use, I guess. And they have only 3 types of art on them. So we have those cards. I'll just put those here. We have villain cards here with a cool piece of art again on the back, but these are all the same. And these are basically just the NPCs, the villains that you get in with different art. So we have a sentinel here, different colors too. So 2 red ones, a blue one, a green one. Then soldiers. So oh, is that orange? That is orange. There is a difference in color, although it's hard to tell. But this is red, orange, blue, and green. This is a red, orange, but it's much more yellow, blue, and oh, that's just 3 of these then, I guess. Yeah. And a sniper in green, blue, and purple, and there is the warlord. So that's just to tell the bad guys apart. We've got a deck of scrolls, a big deck of scroll cards, stuff you can pick up and use. So those are just different spells, and you can use these once, I believe. Again with shared artwork, but the texts are all different. So yeah, those are the scroll cards. Put these here. We have artifacts as well. A slightly smaller deck of artifacts that you can also find and use. We have an amulet of will. They have a level. Ice sword, gloves of accuracy, dragon talisman, lava axe, thunder staff. This is pretty cool. Level 2, sun orb. Level 3, dragon shield, and the boots of slickness. Okay, put those with the scrolls. We have flasks. So again, items that you can find and use. A phantom essence, potion of haste. Again, share the same art, just some have different colors. Healing potion. Right, so we have those as well. I'll put those here. Then we've got a whole stack of cards for all the bosses. So we have the dragon avatar, the gold dragon, etc. And they all have 5 cards. So I just put all of those together. And you can tell, you know, they have their title and what they do all written on it. And yeah, I'll just quickly go through those. There's 5 each for each dragon. They have a different color there, so you can easily tell them apart for all the different dragons. And the demon and the gold dragon and this dragon avatar. Also 5 cards. So that's those. I'll put them here. We have some boss spell cards. Also a smaller deck of spells that the boss can use. Lava Blast, Lightning Heat, Cataclysm, and then Mind Burn, Lightning Barrier, Forbidding Word. Different colors again. And white and gold. 3 in each color. Put those here as well. We've got level up cards, which are for the campaign in Arena of the Contest. The pretty basic, simple leveling up system. In Tanaris Adventures, that is much more advanced. But this basically is a card that says, hey, you've got a +1 precision to your attack rolls. Or you've got, let's see, +1 protection for your defense. You can get +10 health, just extra hit points. And +1 damage, which is power. That's it. That's very simple, straightforward. I'll put those there. We've got a deck of heroic actions. So we have those, which you can choose from at the start of the game. And that's just one special, super cool action that you can take. There's the heroic defense. There's 2 of each, so 1 for each team. So if both teams pick the same heroic action, then you have plenty of cards for that. But you can also, pick a different one. Heroic Revival, Heroic Ambush, Absorption, Seism, Inspiration, and Heroic Magic. All right, so we have those. I'll put those here as well. We've got a few cards here. This is a reference card with object traits on one side and overlord perks on the other. So I'll just put that here. And then we have a few 5 fate cards, and those are just cards with a number on them. See, it's the same art, and they just have a Roman numeral 1 through 5 in the corner. So that's the fate cards. I'll put those in the bottom tray. Then we have the cards, of course, for all the heroes. So every hero has 4 cards, and they have 2 silver and 2 gold skills, basically. The silver ones you can keep using, you can repeat those, and the gold ones are a one-time use. So this is for Katar, the Barbarian. You can see his artwork at the bottom here as well. So he has these 4, and the werewolf here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The samurai, 1, 2, 3, 4. The swashbuckler, what was he called? The rogue, 2, 3, 4. We have this one, the Amazon, 2, 3, 4. The warrior, I like to see him as a dwarf. The druid, 1, 2, 3, 4. The cleric, 1, 2, 3, 4. The ranger, the shooter, 1, 2, 3, 4. The wizard, another shooter. And the controller, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are all the hero cards, which I will also put in the bottom tray. And then we have a whole deck, which I'm not going to show you, of campaign cards. So these are numbered, and they are in order. This is 0, no spoilers, but there's a whole bunch of them, as you can see. That's a huge deck of cards. And you go through this as you play the mini campaign. It's still a pretty nice campaign of Arena of the Contest. So we'll put those in the bottom tray as well. All right, those were all the cards. I also took the ones from the bottom tray already. So let's check out the sculpts then. So just gonna go through them one by one. So do they have the names on the bottom as well? No, they don't. But they have a nice sculpted base, and they are made of a very light plastic, but very sturdy. Doesn't really bend, just a slight a little bit, so that's good. It doesn't feel like it will break easily. And look at the detail. Just look at the wings. Look at the detail in the wings there. This is a huge improvement over the ones in the first edition. And they were nice, but this is definitely better. Look at the detail in the robes there. Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, that's the first hero. Don't remember all of their names by heart, I'm sorry. But you can tell by the color what their class is as well. So every class is color-coded. So it makes it easier to find the hero you're looking for. Look at that staff. That is very nice. I do like the bases. They look very nice with the sculpted tiles on them and just the edge there. This is slanted bottom. And all the stuff on our belt and on our skirt. That's cool. Really nice looking. Here's the cleric, healer, with this scepter and another artifact, cross in the right hand. And all the detail on the robes as well. Super cool. That is really well done. And I have this one. That is also cool. Is this the druid with the snake? Yeah, it is, because that's Thalia, right? And then is that a hawk? Some kind of bird? Commanding the creatures of the forests. Super cool. All right, that we have the werewolf here. That is also really cool pose. Nice sculpt. Lots of detail again in the fur and on the base. The muscles in the legs and the arms. It's very well defined. That looks very good. Yeah, I am impressed by the quality of these sculpts. Here's the warrior, or the barbarian, what was he called? With a huge axe, you know, above his head, ready to strike. That is an awesome pose. True barbarian style. All the muscularity. Sweet. That is nice. Then we have the two shooter claws. And they also have their class symbols in the tray. That was pretty cool. So we have this sorcerer here with the staff here. It looks like the Havoc staff that Skeletor has. That's pretty cool. With the ram's head on it. Yeah, really nice detail. And the ranger here with the bow. Also pretty cool. It's a big arrow. But yeah, I mean, sculpting these things do have their limitations, of course. You can see the detail on the leggings there. That is really cool. Nice dynamic poses. The samurai right here. Full samurai armor. Super cool. You can even see all these details there on the back. All the little details on the leg armor. Everything is very nicely detailed. Do I have to turn this one around, I guess? Like that. All right, next one. This guy, the rogue, with his... what's that? Is that a rapier or is that a... I forget. Looking very piratey. En garde. Nice with the little buckles on the chest there. It's got a pouch. Nice coat. Some more pouches there. Dagger on the hip. And he's got like a big diamond, this big jewel in his left hand. All right, then we have these two finally. The Amazon Also, again, using the cape to prop the character up from the base as if she's making a big leap towards the enemy, ready to strike with that huge spear. Look at that hair. That is amazing. Oh, the symbol on the cape. That's really good. Yeah, that is an amazing sculpt. And then finally you have this guy, the warrior dwarf here with the giant shield. That shield is super cool, and the axe as well. Double-bladed axe with lots of detail on it. Oh, and he's got another one on the back. A slightly smaller one. And a sword. Heavily armed. And heavily armored. Like the beard there. Oof. This is a cool character. I like him. Right, that is the first tray. So I'll just carefully take that out. There we go. Then the second tray, like I said, I already took out the cards. There were 2 shrink-wrapped decks in here, but I already sorted all of those with the other cards. There is some more stuff in here. There is a Ziploc bag for your tokens, I guess. There's another slot for tokens here. More spots for cards, so like I said, you can easily put them all in these trays here. Some left. There's plenty of room. So if you sleeve your cards, there's going to be space left to get them all in. We have these color clips for bases that match the colors on these villain cards that we saw earlier, you know, that had different colors for the same types of villain. And this will help you keep them apart on the board so you know which one you're attacking, basically. And these are those villain NPCs and the Overlord over there, plus the dragon, of course. So we'll start here. So we have this guy. There's 4 of him in the box, wielding 2 nasty-looking blades, like the skull on the chest there. Cape. These have simpler bases. I think these are the same as the first edition. It looks like these weren't resculpted, or I would have expected different bases, but of course they need to fit the clips. So they are a bit more simple, but I would have liked some tiles on there as well. But this looks good. I don't know if the quality of the plastic is different from the first edition. I don't know, it kind of feels better. Maybe it looks more defined. Maybe it's just the use of different kind of plastic that makes the details stand out better than the first edition as well, because that is a factor. All right, so we have that guy. 4 of those, and all of these slots are the same, so you can fit them anywhere. It doesn't matter where you put them, which is nicely done. Then we have this guy with the hammer. There's, let's see, 3 of those in the box. Really cool. Hammer dude. Yeah, I'd have to put them side by side or watch the video again. But this does look better in detail than the first edition. So we have 3 of those, and then we have these ranged guys with the, oh yeah, definitely. That definitely looks better. Look at that crossbow. That is really cool. Cape, 2 quivers on the back. Yep. So 3 of those in the box as well. Plus the big bad guy here with the cool helmet, nice armor, the big war hammer kind of thing, mace, club, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. Very armored guarded, kind of like a dark knight. So yeah, you have them as well. And that is the bottom tray. You can take it out. This is a separate tray from this. Let's see if there's anything under there. Oh yes, there is, of course. I forgot. Because we also have these. I got tossed around a bit. But this is where you also store all the tiles. So there we go. I'll put these back. Shall we look at I've got the dragon in my hand, so let's just take a look at them right now. I was going to save them for last, but this is the green dragon. So this is the one that you get in the core box, and he looks exactly the same as the one from the first edition. Again, maybe slightly more detail than what I remember seeing. Perhaps, again, due to the different type of plastic they may have used. It brings out more detail. I do like that. All of that detail in the chest and the skin. But the sculpt looks exactly the same. That's a really cool dragon. It's nice and big, chunky. And that is your dragon for all of the dragons in the core game if you don't have the dragon pack. So that goes here. Has its own little spot there. You got some spots for the 2 dice. So we have 2 D20s, a black and a white one. And that's all you're going to use for your rolls, for your skills in the game. Very easy. This is a nice and clean system. We've got 3 of these treasure chests with a nice skull on them. And chains around it. Padlock there. So yeah. 3 chests. Then we have 3 of these prisoners in 3 different colors. There is a purple, orange, and a green one. A prisoner chained to a block there, and same as in the first edition, who you can free during certain missions. And yeah, let me just turn that one around. And then there's 2 orbs for the capture the orb gameplay. Also really nicely detailed. Also looks like it's slightly better detailed than the first edition. All these ridges on the base there, and this definitely looks a lot nicer. You can even see the fangs there. So yeah, we have a blue one and a red one for each team. And this is where all the remaining cards go. So yeah, definitely plenty of room if you're sleeving. And this is where the tiles go. All right, now let me show you how to put everything back into the box after you've punched all the components, the tokens, the tiles. Obviously, the big dragon goes in its own little spot in there. The dice go here. There's 2 little spots specifically for those dice. These go where they came, of course. The 3 treasure chests, the 3 prisoners, and the 2 capture the orb statues. They just go in their own little spots. I did put the capture the orb tokens with their statues here, with their minis, because otherwise the round tokens, which go here, would be a little bit cramped. I just put them in here. And then we're going to put in all the tokens. So I've got all of these round tokens here, and these are, so let me just show you, these are the plus 70 tokens for the red team, the plus 70 tokens for the blue team. There's 4 each. Here's a yellow double door and a red double door token, and there's a red and yellow and purple and white single door token, and then there's a red and a blue wall token. So put all of those in here. And additionally, there's the orange, green, and purple meeple, which I guess are the prisoners. There's the overlord token, and I had the 2 plus and the 2 minus tokens, and the hourglass and the XP token in here as well. So those go with the rest, and that just fits really nicely. That fills this spot. So next we have all of these spots for the tiles. Of course, you can put your cards in here if you've sleeved them or not. I would put them in the bottom tray because that is probably the heaviest, all of those cards. So over here, that's a spot for the rubble and the moss tiles. So there's 4 2x2 tiles. They go in here, and they have these wells, so you can easily pop them out from any side. And then there's two 2x4 squares, again, with those two textures on them. And they go here, and you can pop those out easily as well from either side. Then there's this for the lava tiles. There's 4 2x2. They go on the left, just like that. And there's 2 1x2, and on the back they have the spike pits. And they go here, and as you can see, this is a bit lower than this, because these are struts to keep up the next tiles. So we have these are 1x3, again with the spike pits. They go over these, as you can see, this holds them in place really nicely. Now everything here is flush, which means you can put on these 3x3 tiles. So they go over that, keeping all of that in place. And finally you have the 2x4 lava and spike pits, and that goes on top of that. So this is all the lava and spike pits, and these are for the walls. So first of all, you have the 2 small walls, they go in the bottom. Then you have 4 walls of 3 spaces, they go on top of that. And again, you can easily pop them out like this. And then there's the biggest ones that are 5 wide, and again with the skulls on the back of each of these. And they go here, and these can be popped up very easily as well. Which leaves these, the whole stack of walls that are 4 squares long, and they all go in here. And that is how you store all of those. Then you also have these spots here. I have these 4 rune stones, rune tiles. They go in here, and then you can put the 2 stairs tiles on top of those. Again, come out really easily. In the middle, there's a shallow vault for the 2 lever tiles. So they go there. And then you can put on the deeper vault, you can put the 4 portal and what's the other thing? There's portals, and there's these things. And that's 8 tiles, and they go on top of that. Also nice and flush, which leaves this little vault for 4 of these single door tokens in 4 different colors. So they go in here, and that will fit in there nicely if I put them in correctly, of course, like that. And then there's 2 broad doors, 2 square doors that can sit on top of those. So that's all the doors together. Those are all your tiles, and the cards go here. Then of course you have the tray with the villains. So that's very simple. Cards, if you want to, divide them among these spots a bit. So I put these cards here. And again, if you sleeve them, you need more space. I put all the hexagonal tokens in here, so it's just all of them. Some more cards. I put these tokens just in a Ziploc bag here, and these tokens, since they are new, they don't have a dedicated spot, so I just put them in the provided Ziploc bag and just put them in a spot. I could put them here actually, but you just put them in a spot where I didn't have cards. And I take all of the boss cards, just all of the boss cards, and I put those on top here. There's a indentation, as you can see here, so you just put them there, and that will be held in place by this divider. So then you can put the cover on it, and that will go in next. There we go. And then finally, well, not finally, but biggest tray then, is this one with all of the heroes that have their own spots. Cards, I put the 2 big tokens on top of the cards somewhere. It doesn't really matter where you put them. And these are all the hero cards. There's more of those, plus the 2 reference cards. And those, again, go on top of this in this little spot there. So then you can close that up with the lid, which snaps closed nicely. If I can get my fingers out, that is. So, there we go. And then we have the final part, which is this cardboard inlay that can hold the board and all of your booklets and everything nicely on top. And that is everything reboxed. So that was my unboxing of Arena the Contest, 2nd edition by Dragori Games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.